Greetings, SGF0212 here, and today I've finally gotten around to it, the Russian weapon modding video. As you can hear by the theme, I've currently got the Soviet theme playing up in the top. So, as per the other, I will start with these small weapons and move on to the larger. So, to start off, the TT-33, the Tula Tokarev. This is the first handgun you get, and what makes it noticeable is its massive accuracy, if you check that accuracy. Even more so if you use the P41 accuracy ammunition. However, as with all of my pistols, I like to run a high damage and high rate of fire setup. So, in this case, now that I'm taking off of the mods off of the Soviet 7-shot, which is my revolver, I do use the Leonov Misha instead of the Leonov Devil. I use the match sights, the hair trigger, the lightened pistol spring, and the chrome line barrel. As you can see, this gives it a very fast fire rate at 514 rounds a minute with a little bit of extra damage. Of course, this can always be made even more so by the Leonov Devil. However, now we're going to move on to the second heavy pistol bolt. I forgot, all my weapons got reset after Walker. But, moving on to the Nagant revolver. I use the Nagant specific extra high damage ammunition, the Leonov Medved. This brings the damage up to about a 47, 48. And as with this one, I like to run a high rate of fire. So what I'm actually running is the match trigger because that stability loss is a bit much. But that, as you can see by the dots, puts much of the shots about where they would be stock. But so now you have a 48 damage pistol shooting at 480 rounds a minute, which is shooting very accurately. So I really like the Soviet 7-shot. Now, onto the submachine guns. Now, the PPD-40 I literally have not touched since Walker reset the badges, but I will tell you what I would run on it. The PPD-40 it's an enigma to me, because, yes, it has a massive clip, extremely massive clip, same thing as the PPSH, it's 71 rounds. You also carry 10 extra magazines at full capacity, so in all, you could have 781 rounds, minus anything that you get from the Hoarder badge. And with that, why would you have so many bullets? This thing is about as accurate as a softball machine shooting at the moon. You have... just look at the shot pattern. They can't even get all the shots into the thing, so... the thing that's going to get you is the inaccuracy and the slow rate of fire, because it is pretty slow. It's at 514. So what I ran on it was the light bolt and then the field trigger job, which brings it up to 600 rounds a minute, which is dealable. However, the other downside to the PPD-40 is its low damage and low range. If you look at that, with the light bolt and field trigger job, you're already at a 4-shot kill to the chest. It is more than that, even if they have bronze heavyset. So, it's a matter of personal preference. You can either try and go for the Leonov Misha or the Leonov Devil to try and keep it a 4-shot kill guaranteed. However, I go for the P41. If you're going to assume that everything is 5 shots, then by dropping the damage below 25, we'll guarantee it a 5-shot kill. And of course, the field-adjusted sights just to tighten everything up, because this thing, if you've ever fired it in-game, you know that it just goes all over the place. Now, onto, this is personally my favorite Soviet weapon. This is the PPSH-41. And you see I've named mine Papasha. That was its nickname in World War II, and I have the Russian oak skin on it. So, as the thing is that this is a lot better than the PPD-40, mainly because it has a faster fire rate, and because its damage starts out above 25 damage. So, I can use the accuracy ammunition, get it down to 25 damage, which is a 4-shot kill to the chest. and 5-shot kill if they have any type of heavy set, but this thing has such a high rate of fire that you're not going to really notice it. Now, field adjusted sights, because why not? Now, normally you'd expect me to run field trigger and lightning bolt. However, I found that the lightning bolts doesn't really need it. I mean, it's already extremely fast at 900 rounds a minute. It burns through that clip pretty quickly at 900. And plus you kind of go everywhere with all the precision and stability downsides. So what I run is the field trigger job, and you can see on the shot circle that brings it about as accurate as it's going to get without running, the heavy spring and bringing it down to 654, which is also a good setup, but it's just not as fast as I would like it. And if you'll see on my Soviet, I have heavy set and corner quickfire, which it took me a long time to grind out this badge, but I have 75% hip fire accuracy, so the PPSH is just deadly in close combat with this. Alright, on to the rifles. Here's the SVT-40, or my personal SVT-41-Auto, because like the Grand in my American weapon mode, I run it as a battle rifle, which is as fast as you can get it with a guaranteed 2-hit kill from the Scout 2S. So, field adjusted sights, which, plus accuracy, no downside, 100% take it, field trigger job, and lightning spring. And the Scout 2, you don't have to run the Scout 2, because if you don't, then that's a very small shot circle. You're not going to see that much increased recoil, but this guarantees a 2-shot kill up to about 80 yards. However, there is another way that I would run it, and my scope is actually on my ABS at the moment. It took me a long time to get this. You guys really don't want to know how long it took to get this thing. Which is the DMR loadout, and I realize now that I am an idiot, and I have a special character just for this DMR setup. So again, SGF's personal SVT-41-DMR, which is the PU T-post with the ZN-1 sniper ammunition. This is going to increase everything, including recoil, but no change in the rate of fire. No trigger. However, I do run the heavy spring, because without it, it gets a bit extreme in the recoil department. But Scout 2S, and that's going to bring me to about a 75 damage until, what is that, about 110 meters? So it's going to be a 2-hit kill, out to around 200 meters. So it's pretty decently fast at 218 rounds a minute, but that's another setup that I like to run it as. Now, onto the Mosin. Now, I got the AV. The only reason I even bothered grinding out the Mosin or buying the Mosin in the first place was before Walker, when the only way you could get the fast reload badge was by grinding out the bolt action rifle ribbon. Now it's stuck on the SMG ribbon, so I just instantly got in gold because I've maxed out the SMGs. However, while I was grinding, I ran into this setup, which is pretty neat. I mean, if you don't have OHK, then this is definitely the setup that you should use. It's very simple. It is the ZN-1 sniper ammunition, and then the marksman trigger job. Now, the ZN-1 grants extra accuracy. The marksman trigger job trades accuracy for rate of fire. So right now you can see I have it at 47 rounds a minute, which is pretty quick. This is designed to be a quick rifle, because it's not one hit kill, so you're going to have to put an extra shot on the target, and you want to get it there as fast as possible. Now, I realize that you could add the match sights and tighten that up even more. However, I find that, I mean, if you're going to put a scope on, then there's no real need for it. I do have the heavy bolt unlocked and bought, and I was in the middle of my grind towards a Scout 2S, or not the Scout 2S, just the regular Scout 2. This is just a regular rifle. Whenever I unlock the ABS. I realize now that I forgot to mention the PPS-43. The PPS-43 is, for all intents and purposes, identical to the MP40, with the exception of having, I think, 1 less damage after its Churchill nerf. And this is the same setup that I would use on the MP40. which is the accuracy ammunition, the sight, the field trigger, and the lightning bolt. It has the same accuracy, same shot pattern, same stock rate of fire, just a small, slightly faster reload time and 1 less damage, and 3 extra bullets in the magazine. So, no real changes there. Now, onto the singular light machine gun. This is the DP28, the Play-Doh Death, and the way I'm running it right now is field-adjusted sights and the stainless steel barrel. Right now I'm grinding my way towards a light spring, which is the only thing that I would add. Because the DP28 is a very solid weapon. If you've ever gotten to use it in-game, it has very nice sights, very wonderfully sexy recoil. It doesn't have any possible recoil. It's very accurate, so I wanted to build upon that. Thus, the stainless steel to the chrome line. Now, according to lore, you can get this up to a 2-hit kill. As you can see, I did try it with the sniper ammo, but the recoil is just a bit too much. By using the Type B heavy bolt, the heavy bolt, and then the chrome line barrel, but excuse me. I'm not really a fan of that, so just stick with the sight, light and spring, and the stainless steel, and you should be good. Now, I have something in my throat, excuse me. Onto the Soviet assault rifle, the AVS-36. As I showed you earlier, I had a scope on, I was just fiddling about with it, but the setup that I really like to use on it is the field-adjusted sights, the field trigger job, and then the URA-2 heavy barrel. This decreases the fire rate, which is possibly the biggest turnoff on the weapon. It's because the magazine goes through so quickly and you have to spend all that time reloading. Fast reload gold is always helpful with this. However, by decreasing the fire rate, you don't run out of ammo as fast. And as you can see, it's a very solid, dependable weapon. But what I'm trying right now is I'm testing out how I like it with just the URA-2 and the scope. Honestly, I would love to see the AVS as well as the STG get a heavy spring mod, which decreases rate of fire but increases stability. It's just a more... It's just makes things a little easier to mod. But so far with the PU scope and then the URA-2, it looks nice. I mean, you have more stability, a lower rate of fire, and you can hit targets out there a little bit. And so now on to everyone's favorite weapon, Vlad's little pop gun, which is the PTRD anti-tank rifle. It's the only anti-tank rifle in the game. And I found that, you know, you can't just shoot it willy-nilly at anything that moves, because you actually have to penetrate things to do damage. So, I have built this upon that with the Leonov Bronya Max ammunition. This thing adds the most penetration, as you can see. I have the match sights because you only have one bullet. You want it to be as accurate as possible. The heavy spring, again, one bullet, accurate as possible. You're going to reload after every one, so losing rate of fire isn't going to mean anything. Stainless steel barrel increases range, which in turn actually increases your penetration chance at a distance, which is different. Which is necessary, so that's what I'm running right now. I realized I could run Leonov Monster, and green tip ammunition like the Leonov Monster has less of a tracer. However, the Bronya Max's increased penetration chance means that you can take down heavy tanks reliably by jumping on top of them and shooting them in their top vents, which is where the armor is the thinnest. I think the maximum amount of armor on a Tiger II, which is the most heavily armored heavy tank, is 30 millimeters from the top, and using this setup you can easily penetrate it. All in all, that goes for all of the Russian weapons. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a comment or tell me if I've done something wrong or how you would mod it. And I hope to see all of you wonderful gentlemen on the battlefield. SGF0212 signing off. Good night.